Hey guys, Sky2 Quality here. What you're looking at is my latest build from a company called TCMMRC or something like that. It was on Amazon. It's a Joe 215 frame. I'm kind of confident that after bringing it to guys at the park that it is a knockoff of something, because you really can't get anything at Amazon that's this cheap without it being a knockoff. The frame itself is really thin, and as far as compact, not thin as far as the arms. And the goal was to get Caddx Vista inside of it, so everything is really compacted in this build. As you can see, braided motor wires, and I'm using the Newbie Drone flow motors, and I do recommend guys getting these right now, because when I bought them at first, there were 4 flow motors for $85 shipped, and right now Newbie Drone has a deal and you can get 8 of these for $100. Dude, that's sick. And these motors are flowy, as they say in the Newbie Drone videos, but they're great motors. So anyway, this is a 6S build, and the parts that I've used some Fion RC 40 amp all-in-one board. And interesting with this one, I had to do some modifications on this because it's a whoop frame, a whoop board, all-in-one. And even though I changed the board plus 45 degrees, the way that I mounted the actual stack, the single stack, the motors were in a situation where I'd have to desolder them and start from scratch after I put everything together. I could not rotate it in the right directions to get the motors to map properly. So basically what I had to do was remap my motors to make them work. And that's easily done in Betaflight in the CLI section. You just type in resource and look at your motor settings, and then you know which motors are the ones that you have to change. So you see something like resource motor 1, and then change it to the right code that it should be. But anyway, that's for another video. But the goal was this, to get it to be kind of a lighter weight build. And let's see if we can unsteel here. So it is coming in at, with props, I don't know if you can see that, pretty hard to see, 342 milliliters. Wait a minute, that's not the right units, guys. Hold on here. Units, let's get this right, Scotty. Grams, there we go. Yeah, didn't change that much. That's funny. So 342 grams. So that is the weight of this quad. Like I said, the stack, you're gonna have to remap the motors or remap them. The Caddx Vista, I took that off of my Catalyst machine work build. Kind of took a long time to get the parts for that quad, because it finally broke after crashing into rocks. So I just took out the Caddx Vista from that one, and you'll know it's the same Vista because it's got that little dirt spot that I can't get out of it. So I have it mounted on an L shape with the TBS crossfire and a lot of zip ties, guys. Oh yeah, you know how Scotty is with zip ties and glue. So just had to make this one work because it was such a tight build, and I wanted it to be DJI. And also the camera protection, I did this mod off of Thingiverse, not mod, but 3D print from Thingiverse, and it really does help protect the camera, because I have gotten in a few crashes today and it withstood big time. So this one is actually being used as a bottom mount flyer, and I'm used to top mount flying because I like to fly freestyle, or try to fly freestyle. And I do notice a humongous difference for me in my flying style, flying top mount compared to bottom mount. Even though I was happy to get this build together, when I actually flew it, I was a little bit disappointed because it did not handle nearly the same as top mounting. Because when you have the battery on top of your top mounting, and I like to do funnels, the funnels are really tight in a circle, right? But when you try to do those type of funnels right now, with my skill level with a bottom mount, it feels like you have a rope tied to a rock and you're swinging that rock around, and it gets pulled one way. You know, it's not a smooth circle, so I've got to train myself on the sticks to fly it a little bit different. So I guess that's why some guys like flying bottom mount for racing as compared to top mounted for freestyle. So with that said, that one came, this is a 342, and you saw the build from last week, the Catalyst machine work type build. This one is actually, let's see if I can reset this. That one was My new build was 342 grams, and the Catalyst is 416 grams. And you would think, wow, that much heavier, this quad would be laggy, and quite the opposite. I guess when you go to 5 inches, it really doesn't matter that much when you're going from 340 grams or even 300 grams up to 450 or closer to 5, because these this one on 6S I feel handles and maneuvers better than my lighter new quad build. This one shoots to the moon when I do a power loops or stuff like that, but as far as the control that I'm used to, hands down, this Caddx Machine Works tight build, and I keep saying tight build because you know why in my other video, this one handles a lot better even though it is heavier, and it's more responsive. It even feels lighter when I'm flying it. So I just a lot more control with a top mounted battery for freestyle is what I'm learning in my endeavor going into this hobby. So yeah, but anyway, what I did like about this build, that it is light, it's kind of feel like a feather in the wind, was that when you do punch, yeah, the trees where I fly at the park, they just turn into spots. This thing is literally feels like it's shooting all the way to freaking the clouds, but it's super fast, it's fun. It is definitely a racer build, and the arms on it, as light as it is, they're almost 6 millimeters, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to be able to withstand a crash. And the price of this frame on Amazon, well, by the time you probably see this, I'll probably have bought the last one, but it's close to 6 millimeters in thickness, so it is a thick frame. If you compare that to my original Spidey build, you look at the thickness of the arms, it is thicker, so it should, yeah, a lot thicker, so it should handle crashes well. And my Spidey build, even though it's thin, the frame itself, the arms are wide, and it has taken every type of hit that I've thrown at it. It will not die, which is good. So anyway, that's all I've got for now. What else am I using here? I am experimenting with the props, because on 6S definitely need grippier props when you're punching it, because thin ones like these, I guess either the Ethics, but they just vibrate and wobble too much when I'm trying to hit a turn or something when I'm going high speed, and I can feel the oscillation, the vibration, as compared to something like this, these Gym Fan like 5046 or something like that. But just the disc space, if you look at it, it just grips the air, and the turns are tight in comparison. So, oh, and I do have a 1000 UF capacitor on here too. I could definitely lighten this build up a lot more than what it is right now, depending on what props I use. I could have gone with a smaller capacitor and less glue, but my glue system works, guys. It works. It handles just as good as having screws, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, I could have made it lighter, but I am learning in the 5-inch class. Lightness, doing freestyle, is not necessarily a thing that you should be not compared to, but concerned with, as much as the handling and characteristics of a quad that's designed and built well, like this Caddx Machine Works type frame. Well, anyway, guys, hope you enjoy. I'll try to post a video of this. I mean, it's kind of all the same. I'm flying the same park that I normally fly at. Only difference is you're going to see when I'm trying to do certain turns, even though this thing just hauls butt and nearly stops at a dime, but when I do a quick turn, that battery being bottom mounted pulls the quad the direction of the battery, as compared to having it top mounted. That just does not happen with this heavy big boy. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this my build. I'll have more coming soon. I will try to clean this one up with the straps. I got to figure out a better way to mount these, but right now it works, and that is my concern. Oh, and just one other thing, guys, I've gotten some questions about my experiences flying excuse me, 6S compared to 4S. And I gotta tell you, after flying 6S, if you have 4S packs, it's really hard to go back to 4S. The speed and surprisingly the control and just what you can make the quad do on 6S, it just, in my opinion, in my experience so far, it goes above and beyond what I ever thought of compared to my 4S. and I do dig the 4S. I'm not going to stop flying this build because it's my first build. It's the Spidey build, and it still handles great. Plenty of air time. It's just the speed to do certain moves. It's just it's different compared to 6S. Will I stop flying this one? Nope, not until it breaks. And I have what, like 6 or 7 4S not 6 or 7. I have 16 or 17 4S batteries just for this build, so I'm not going to stop flying this one. So anyway, yeah, I really do enjoy 6S, and I think moving forward, most of my builds in the 5-inch class will be 6S on up. Anyway, that's all I got for now, guys. Have a great weekend. Sky2Quaddy signing out one more time. Take care. Bye.